You're looking at a big training center. It's about the size of a hockey rink. We have multiple trades that work in this training center, and this is where we work with develop the skilled trades.
What are some of the trades that are working here every day?
In this building, we have insulators, electricians, tradescraft people, cement finishers, iron workers, rebar workers, pre-apprenticeship, safety training, on and on and on. Just about anything you can think of as part of the trade happens in this building.
So what kind of education do you have to come here?
What we look for is really work attitude, being able to show up, because what's really magical about the trades is you can earn while you learn. Meaning you're working on the job, we train you, we get you out on the job site safely, and most of the training happens on the job sites. So this work prepares you for the job sites. And we do upgrading training and more technical training, so you progress up to a journey person. And so you earn while you learn, so you can make money while you learn.
Currently, I'm the Indigenous Relations Representative, so I liaise with community and help promote opportunities as a career with the laborers across different Indigenous communities, and honestly, just diverse communities overall.
Wow, how did you get into doing that?
It actually happened really organically. I started as a field laborer mostly in Northern Alberta in oil and gas. Moved into safety, actually. I did safety for a number of years, and through that, this opportunity came up when we developed an Indigenous Affairs department, and I got to move home to Nova Scotia.
So it is another giant forklift, pretty much. This was my favorite machine on site. This did a lot of work for me, so instead of me carrying glass upstairs, I could take the whole crate and actually put it up second, third floor to enable me to get glass up to where I need it. Wonderful machine, lots of power.
Lots of power?
Yeah, and once again, you need to be trained on this as well. I can't just hop on this. I wouldn't expect anyone to get on there and know how to use it right away.
When I think of forklifts, I think of the little tiny things.
Yeah, we have those here too.
Yeah,
I have those here too. We also train those as well. So I'm the instructor for all these as well.
So you're the instructor on all these machines?
Yes, absolutely. So I can train you to use these as well. Yeah.
How did you go to become an instructor in this stuff?
Put my time in out in the trades world there. Did my time about, I'd say 15, 16 years out in the workforce. Things have definitely come a long way since I started. When I first started, it was pretty much handed the keys to the machine and told to go do some work. So no training was involved. There was some times out there that were kind of sketchy, but it just proved to me and showed to me that there's a good reason to do further training out here to make sure same thing doesn't happen to someone else out there being a new person, right?
What would people find surprising about this?
I don't think it's well known. I mean, here's where we were in Nova Scotia 20 years ago. We had an oversupply of labor in Nova Scotia. So everybody went to school and tried to do that. And what we have is we've got a skill shortage, and that's different from a labor shortage. A skill shortage means we have bodies, but we need to be upgrading their skills. And so what's different now is much more direct entry, which means get in there, get working, and learn on the job. It's much more efficient. It's much more efficient for getting tradespeople on the sites. And it's much more efficient for the person who wants to get into the trades. Direct entry is the way we're focusing on right now.
Can you talk a bit about who are the tradespeople, where you're recruiting from, who can come do this?
I think it's changed quite a bit in the last few years. Our focus really is on working with equity-deserving groups. When I say that there is a skill shortage, there's lots of people out there that are underemployed. And I'm talking about Indigenous communities, African Nova Scotia communities, new Canadians. And so these are really, women in the trades is another part that's growing very well. These are all areas that we're focusing heavily on and diversifying the trades. It's not only the right thing to do, but it's also when you have more diversified work sites, you get more better work sites, better thinking, better innovations. So diversifying the trades is a big thing for us and supporting, you know, we have the Office to Advance Women Apprentices, we have specialists in Indigenous Affairs, we partner with a number of the equity-deserving groups, and so we think it's a huge opportunity to not only recruit good tradespeople and get people into the trades, but it also supports those communities. I think that they deserve an opportunity on the economic opportunities, and I think that's a big opportunity for Nova Scotia right now.
This is for electrician stuff here. These are other baseboards and stuff like that they do their training on. So they have new students come in. They will actually wire these up, put switches, all the different things on there to be able to test their work that they've done and be evaluated out there. So they're pretty much new electricians, brand new electricians coming in and learning their trade in here as well.
So this is instead of doing your blocks, or is this what is this?
It is actually block work as well, but this is just the hands-on portion. So they do theory here for the majority of the time. They come out and they do hands-on as well. So this is a fairly new item in our toolbox nowadays. It definitely helps me as a glazer out there. This does a lot of heavy lifting for us. So right now it's broken down. It will actually fit through a regular doorway. To get it into sight, we can actually crane this up to the top of a building as well and hang the hook down to carry our glasswork up. So once again, saving the body, the backs, the arms, the shoulders of our workers out there, and hopefully not breaking them as we do the work. And all we really do is we just pull pins and we set these legs up. This does a lot of lifting for us. It'll actually lift about 6,000 pounds, about a 30-foot reach for this arm, so very handy in a tight spot. We can build it out. The legs do come out. It does look like a spider. It moves around under its own power. It has treads on it, just like a tank would, and we can get that around site and set that up and actually have something that lifts things for us out there.
So now I see why you call it a spider.
Yes, now the shape's coming into play, of course.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Suspended scaffolding. So an aerial work platform, suspended by 2 cables pretty much, 2 arms come off the side of the building. Some days it's sketchy, especially in the wind. You get some high wind out there. Not a place you want to be hanging out the side of the building.
Like how high up will you be on this thing?
As tall as the building is. We go right up to the roof. So right from the ground all the way up. And I take my glass, my material, and stuff in there. And as we lift up to our work position, we'll tie off to stabilize the machine. And we can actually put our glass in, do all of our caulking, all of our finish work from the exterior of the building. We're actually starting our first block training this year. We have it approved by the apprenticeship agency to start our first block training. So new students come in, high school students, whoever wants to come in and do our trade is more than welcome to come in and learn from scratch and get a proper certification. I am one of 2 people that have first got our red seal in glazing here in Nova Scotia. We pushed for that. We worked for about, I'd say about 5 years to get that curriculum up and running so we can get a proper certification here. So it's not just coming off the street nowadays. You're a glass worker. We actually have the education and the training to back it, to properly train and give someone a proper career.
Where are we right now, Brittany?
So this is the Iron Workers brand new welding shop. So this is where they're going to be able to train different block training, different tests for different welding materials. Their students can come in and practice, and then actually take their testing here as well.
Could you tell me about some of the benefits of being a unionized trade worker with regard to skill, efficiency, things like that?
Yeah, so, there's lots of really good contractors out there, but we do know statistically the unionized trades are about 31% safer than others. And the reason for that is because of the training. And we've done longitudinal studies. They're also more productive because we invest every hour a tradesperson works. Contractors and the unions contribute so much an hour towards training. Safety training, technical training. So we want the NHL players. We want the best of the best because when our contractors are making money, we work more. And so it's about being efficient and safe. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. What about age? Is it like high school, like somebody middle-aged, second career, like 40 something?
The average age of an apprentice in Nova Scotia is 28 years of age.
Average.
Average for an apprentice. So what you're talking about, we have people coming in out of high school, and sometimes before high school when you're doing the learning assessments, right to some, we work with Helmets to Hard Hats where we're bringing in military personnel who are retiring, who have got great skill sets. And then we're retraining the military individuals who are retiring into the trade. So it's a very, very broad spectrum.
So in your trades, in the labor trades, you guys use these too?
Absolutely. A telehandler is a really important piece of equipment for us as well, especially in the mason tending section. So a mason tender is like a bricklayer helper. So we move all of the brick and block, which can be incredibly heavy. So these machines absolutely come in handy. And again, with that safety aspect, it's super vital to have the training and the practice on it. That's why we have an in-house trainer as well, and we try to allow as much seat time for individuals to come in and actually practice before they get in the field. So as you can imagine, if you're an individual, if you're a bricklayer up standing on the scaffolding, you want to make sure that the person who's putting those very, very heavy pallets of bricks next to you knows what they're doing.
Just got this built for training itself, totally enclosed. We can actually have guys go in and blast everything down, abrasive blast, metal down to its bare finish. It gives us a profile that we are able to stick paint back to that again and hopefully bring the life of that item that we're working on back to full again as well. So, and it just keeps it going.
So this is, you said it's mobile? It's on
Yeah, absolutely. This is mobile. So what we're looking for is Atlantic provinces here now, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, PEI. We're hoping to travel through there and to get everyone's level up to a certain spec there, because you know, you need certain things out there. The proper training, safety goes on this as well.
So our focus is safety. What's the difference about delivering safety in a mobile environment or a remote environment versus doing it in-house here?
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of obviously considerations that you have to have when you're going into whether it be a community or just a facility that you're not familiar with. Basic things like making sure you have the proper ventilation and washrooms for participants and things like that, but also your just general surroundings. Are we keeping the public safe from what we're doing as well, and making sure that people have access to the equipment are trained and qualified, and you know, you're not going to have any mischief or anything like that. So there's a lot of planning that goes into that for sure. Even just site requirements. I know with the mobile trades trailer, we have to have a certain amount of flat surface, and it has to be at least like 50 feet by like 100 feet to be able to go out. So there's a lot of site visits and pre-checks that you do before you bring anything into the community or remote from where you're used to.
What kind of bad habits do you guys run into?
Well, absolutely. Time management is a really bad habit that people definitely need to break if you're looking to get into the trades. Everyone's on a very set schedule, and if an employer or contractor is expecting you to be on site that day for a concrete pour, they need you on site that day for a concrete pour. I'd say our biggest kind of hazards would be kind of what Chris mentioned, complacency or taking shortcuts. So yeah, I'm just gonna reach out here and grab this. I don't need my harness. Or pinch points is another one. We are constantly working on busy sites. Like you have concrete trucks making a lot of noise backing in. You've got iron workers installing the rebar, and you've got carpenters banging together forms, and it's noisy, and you're just kind of zoned into what you're doing. And it's really easy to accidentally end up with your hand in the wrong place or backing into a piece of machinery you definitely don't want to. So having that awareness and really making sure that we don't become complacent.
Basic safety stuff for these machines here, fall protection. This of course comes with a course to be able to use this stuff properly. You can be in danger if you do not have the proper training for this as well. Sad to say you don't yet, so I can't get you in this machine, but I could definitely show you how it works. Would you mind just double checking my gear? This is what we usually do out there in the field. Hopefully,
Buddy system.
we're always looking after each other out there, so
You look
we'll make
good, you're not twisted.
It's good. Okay. For the basic one here, just for silly things, make sure you got the selector switch to the basket and not to the bottom of the machine. Because you need the controls up here and not down there when you're stuck in the basket. Very important to do all your double checks, inspect the machine daily, every use, in case someone's borrowed it on you while you're at lunch. It may have something done to it. So always check the gear. You want to make sure that this stuff is in proper working order, because if you're working at heights, if something goes wrong, it can definitely be a hazard up there for us.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Sure.
Big man, small hole. Here we go.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see, nice and smooth, well-maintained machine. So it's all done to these. The scissor lifts have more controls on these. These have quite a few controls because there's a lot of articulating parts, which allows us to get to any of our spots to work as well. Once again, head on a swivel, just for the simple fact that there's always somebody around, buildings, people, members of the public. We definitely want to watch out for them. This one here can actually get us right up into the roof, so if I had anything to do up top, I can actually go up and do that. So the next time when you have your fall protection, you can come and I can put you in the machine.
That's really, really cool. What's next here?
We bought this building about 7 or 8 years ago. We have 7 training centers across the province. They're all privately funded. So these are not government training centers. This is how we work from the funding. So we continue to do more and more what I call direct entry, getting people directly in the trades, which is putting more demand on our training centers. And because of the labor supply, we need more skilled labor. We're working very, very hard, and so our training centers continue to expand, continue to grow, because we're working against demand. And so our supply mandate means there's high demand right now, so it's put high demand in our facilities and our training. So we're continuing to grow and expand in training. So it's huge. So to give you numbers wise, we have 11,000 skilled tradespeople in the building trade unions in Nova Scotia and over 3,000 apprentices. And we're the largest private sector trainer in the province, and the building trades in Canada are the largest private sector trainer in the country. And we have 300 training centers across the country.
Oh, that was really interesting. Let's go learn about fall protection next.
Construction Safety Nova Scotia is a member-founded, construction-founded organization. We were set up about 27 years ago through the sector coming together, recognizing that they had a problem with the high rates of injury in the construction sector. And so they formed the association. We started doing some training, coaching, mentoring, and here we are 27 years later.
ABCs of fall protection, so more of the active side of things. Active is, you're wearing gear and you're solely relying on that gear to help you if something happens. So fall arrest, travel restraint, those bows and harnesses, that would be an active fall protection. The passive is like a guardrail or you put a plank over a hole, okay? It would attach to an anchor point above you, and then this snap hook would attach to your harness. So usually the reason for that is because they're bigger, they're heavier, but they also had working lengths. So some of these larger SRLs, you can get like 150 feet working lengths. They're tremendous. And then class 3 was anything that had a retrieval mechanism built into it. All right, so first thing, back to your ring. Find out which way's up. Leg straps hang down. Grab by the shoulder straps. Then you put this thing on just like a backpack.
So, start with the leg straps.
Yes.
Okay. And they just fit in like this?
Yep, they
That
fit
goes
through on its side, yep. Then just push it all the way through. Not in all the way here.
Oh. See? I'm glad
Okay,
you're
buddy
here.
system.
Yeah. So that's way too loose here.
So before we adjust these, what I want you to do is take these turnbuckles and just crank those up
Okay.
until you feel it sort of bear down.
On my shoulders. Jeez. Okay. Wow.
Behind you, it's that back D-ring. If it's in the spot that you can't scratch, which I feel like that is,
Yeah.
it's in a good spot. So sort of just in line with your shoulder blades. If it's too low, if it's down towards the base of your spine, if you fall, it can pitch you forward. And if it's too high, it can come up and hit you in the back of the head. Finally, this strap right here, that's your sub-pelvic strap. What that strap does is when you fall, and this harness comes up, that strap goes across your butt and distributes the force into all those muscles, okay? If it's too high, your spine will absorb more impact of the fall than what it's intended to. And this is what we talked about, rights and responsibilities. Employers, employees, right to provide, right to follow the rules. Fall protection, and remember the 5 forms? Guardrails. Flooring, temporary floors.
Harnesses.
Arrest.
Fall arrest systems.
Travel restraint. Golden Gate Bridge used them.
Oh, the nets.
Safety nets.
Safety nets.
Good. Test time, so it's 20 questions, multiple choice. It is open book, so feel free to use any of the resources at your disposal. You can ask me questions.
I have no questions at this
Perfect.
time.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
All right.
In the opening of our class, Construction Safety Nova Scotia put mental health right at the forefront. Can you talk a bit more of some of your initiatives with that, please?
As a result of our strategic planning initiative, And listening to our members and the feedback they were giving us, especially through COVID, but even before COVID, which is that the mental health of the construction sector in general is not supported in the same way as you might expect in other sectors. And so, as an example, we just came through Suicide Prevention Month in September. And the suicide rate, which is not widely known, in the construction sector is 3 to 4 times higher than the general population. We decided to expand our thinking around safety, not just to include physical safety, but also to include the notion of mental health. We are, to my knowledge, the only safety association in Canada to introduce every single course has now a 15-minute intro on mental health.
All right. I got it.
You made it, Jim. Not as good as your counterparts, but you made it.
The 90's not bad. It's better than I ever did in school.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you the effects of hanging in harness. So what I'll get you to do is, actually, if you just want to step in through there.
Step in through here?
Yep.
Okay.
And you turn your back to me.
I turn my back to you? This way.
Yeah.
Starting to pinch.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey. Wait, where's the ground? No.
There you go.
All right.
All right, so how's it feel?
It's a little bit uncomfortable, Phil. It's
Yeah?
a bit turning, actually.
Okay.
So did you get into this business just to string people up and dangle them like this? Or what brought you to this sort of safety world, Phil?
What brought me to the safety world? I guess it was just looking for a different career path.
Yeah?
I've always been a sort of an advocate of the NSCC courses. University wasn't really my style.
Yeah.
So I scrolled through their website and saw safety, looked into it, and found out that a lot of the time I get to spend talking to people and helping them overcome some of their challenges in the workplace, and thought that was a good fit. And that was 6 years ago now, and
Since then,
I
it's...
haven't regretted the choice. It's been great.
We've had a great day here at the Construction Safety of Nova Scotia with Phil and MJ and everybody. This kind of work is essential, not just for construction people, but for us here, because we never know where we're going to end up when we go behind the scenes. All right. Guys? Guys? Anyone gonna come let me down? Hello?